I'm not going to do it. Just so everyone, it's chill. Don't worry. I'm not going to do the noise.
Okay.
But imagine if I did the noise. That would be
I'm
so
not
crazy.
imagining.
I just ripped the most realistic Ulgraya.
You know how many people are imagining doing the noise and then accidentally just doing what the noise is for? We're just ruining everybody else listening. Okay, here we go. This is elimination bracket. This is the quarterfinal. That's right, because winner of this goes in the top 4. Loser of this is out at 5th. Here we go. We've got Kaya and Ulgrim versus Cross and Kaya. And Godly's breathing a sigh of relief knowing that he's only going to have to deal with one of these in top 4 and not both of them, because that is a legend that is definitely his bane.
I'm not sure who he would rather deal with between these two.
I imagine it's got to be equal hatred, right? Like they're very different Kayas that are very, very good. For sure.
Oh, nice neutral signature. Actually gets the KO there.
Yeah.
Acno doesn't get the follow-up with the downlight, but does get the ground pound bouncing off the stage, and Neeze is going to fall here. That's a full team wipe. I didn't even see Blaze lose his first stock.
Yeah, he lost that first stock and then took a bunch of damage after it as well. Acno cleaned up by getting that stuff recovery, and now he's getting even more damage on the knees here. But yeah, Blaze very vulnerable as he gets sidered away, and that was the clutchest dodge coming up from Blaze there as Acno goes down and Blaze tries to land back onto the stage and just narrowly avoids the down signature coming up from Neeze.
He's so close to being taken out and put on his final stock. Meanwhile, everyone else is so healthy on their second. Blaze has got to be really careful here. He's got to put out damage. He's got to be an important force in the game. So we can't just run away here. While his teammate is now immediately put into orange. Neeze and Laura is opening up this game 1 very strong against Blaze and Acno.
Oh man, D-Light side air. Did he get the... that was the weapon getting knocked out of its hand effects. That wasn't stuff recovery. Recovery does get it in a double knockout coming from Loras. Holy cow.
Yeah, Tazza.
He is good. Loras is
good. I'm telling you, man. A lot of people underestimated Loras. I mean, I did in the beginning as well, because like he wasn't...
I'll tell you that I wasn't underestimating Loras going into singles this weekend. Absolutely underestimating this team going into doubles this weekend. I never would even imagine that they would come close to top 4. And they are close to taking game 1 off of Acno and Blaze for top 4. I mean, and I don't think anyone can blame anyone for looking at this team composition and going like, well, they're a cross-region team. They've never... We normally don't see them do this well, but they just have such amazing synergy going into this. And they're doing it without really team comboing. They're kind of just like saying, hey, bait them into this position so that I can hit you and them. And that's like, okay, works for me. Neeze goes down, but Loras has barely taken any damage, so they got a huge lead. They just got to hit Acno twice.
And he knows that too. That's why he immediately dipped down over to the left side wall. Now back on the stage, but even so, he's favoring the right side away from everybody else on the left. That side sig barely missed, but Loras comes in.
Oh, double knockout.
It turns him around, sends off the top. Blaze.
Yeah, gets a bit of recovery.
One more. Yep, there it is.
Loras is terrifying. That is amazing. 649 damage. I don't think I've seen Loras do less than 600 damage in any of the games that we watched.
I mean, the last 2 ones that I remember were 607 previously and then 649 this game.
Yeah, he is a powerhouse. And Kaya is a defensive legend, Sparky. My goodness. If you could make a high defense legend look like that, oh. I mean, why invest in any other stat? That's incredible.
I mean, she's one of the best legends in the game. That's why we're seeing so much Kaya representation.
Yeah. Well, not so much.
We're seeing a fair bit.
Acno, Loras.
There was also, I mean, there was stuff we saw off stream, or there was off stream as well. There was like a double Kaya team.
It was
today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Impala was probably playing Kaya. I think his team might have been.
I
double
do
Kaya.
know that we're having the BCX effect of like ladders just strewn with Kayas now after Impala won, and that just whoever wins BCX is just like, okay, well, half the world now plays the character. But yeah, I guess it's fair to say that. And Blaze now, okay, this isn't completely out of left field.
That is correct.
This is something that Acno and Blaze have brought up before. Acno has talked about his blasters a little bit more. Still has the bow transferring over from the Kaya. The Diana is something they like to play, but it is still surprising nonetheless.
I feel like the last time I saw this, I was like, huh? And then he played the game, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand now. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game.
It is very counter-pick-centric here. And what is that
He's clean. Acno has a really clean Diana. I mean, he has a very clean Koji that we've seen for years.
I just can't believe how he moved like that. Yeah. To get that knockout.
Dude,
and
look
the recovery.
At him. Look at him go back and forth between these players. Even went with the GCD light. Now he's going in unarmed, gets caught by that side air from Neeze's blasters.
Okay. Now that I'm done reeling back from just how sick Acno is at this game, Neeze is still holding on pretty well here.
Yes.
It looks like that this was something Acno said, okay, I am sick of the Ditto against Lorez. I know I can beat this. I'm going to bring up the Diana. But Neeze, on the other hand, is kind of like, hey, I play Blasters too, and I think I play it better than you. So he's doing quite fine. Goes down to 2 stocks there. But it's still a lead for the blue team here, especially if Lorez can keep up the pace of which he's been playing the entire day. Oh, that's huge, though.
Nice.
And he delays the recovery, and he goes all the way up for a second when Lorez just narrowly avoids it.
Acno's Diana has a lot of swagger, and the swagger that I wasn't really seeing from his Kaya earlier. Doesn't get the follow-up there with the side air off of that signature from Blaze, but Blaze, is he gonna be there to end this one? He ends up doing the down air grounded on the stage.
Yeah, falls to that side light, misses. The neutral light punishes the landing there. Down air, okay, I thought he was going to go for the recovery right afterwards with that, but he was just waiting to see where that dodge was. Side light, nair, recovery. Nice job from Acno getting that nair as well. There goes Acno. Blaze can go down, side air. Has enough force to actually get the knockout. Okay, it's a very deceptive lead here.
Yes,
it's
all
all
very
up to how
weird lead.
Lorez plays. Because I wouldn't say that Neeze is the greatest stop your teammate from getting comboed player, from what I've been seeing so far. And Lorez has just been getting hit by these straight hits.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage here from this red team. Might be taken off the top soon if he's not careful. Red team completely focused onto Neeze. They're going to let Lorez run around over on that edge. Blaze will be there in between Neeze and Lorez to turn around, throw out an axe side air, throw an axe neutral air if he needs to. Now they've kind of split up. They're going man defense here, but now they're back onto Lorez.
Scary. Acno having to fade away to avoid hitting Blaze off the top with a Blaster's recovery. Side sig interrupted by Acno. Actually, Neeze gets through with the recovery. Blaze downlights Lorez away. Neeze gets the recovery on Acno off the top. Blaze falls to that side air, and now it's a 1v2. Blaze gets the recovery, though, and now he's in that 1v1 against Neeze. EU versus EU. Neeze severely damaged, and Blaze plays better in 1v2s than he does in 1v1s, in my opinion. This is a tough matchup for Neeze to win.
Neeze is definitely the better 1v1 player between these two people, and he's at the damage deficit compared to Blaze, so he's going to have to do everything very carefully. That was so close,
so stacked. Okay, yeah. Blaze gets that side air, that's going to be it. He gets the comeback there in that 1v2 and he gets the win. And that's the thing about Blaze is that it's sort of a Fire Emblem meme, but he definitely fights for his friends, right? Like, that's the thing that he does so well. When he's playing there in 2v2s, and he knows that if he drops this, that's letting Acno down. You can't let that happen. I've seen Blaze win more 1v2s than anybody else, and it's so remarkable to me because I really do feel like that energy rarely comes out when he's just playing singles on its own.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic to see between those two because, I mean, there was a time, and that time might continue to be now, that people were talking about Blaze as one of the best 2v2 players in the entire world.
Yeah, and depending on the results of this weekend,
huge!
No, he doesn't get the knockout though. That recovery came so close. That down tick actually does connect, and Blaze gets back, gets the spear. Both Acno and Blaze really taking a ton of damage here.
Acno's getting kind of bullied here, and he's going for gravity cancels, and I think he might be getting a little bit too lost in the sauce, feeling himself just a little bit too much.
Honestly, Neeze and Lorez might be a match made in heaven because I'm realizing that Neeze does really crazy stuff off stage with no regards to his own stock, and then Lorez says, I'm just going to hit you, and it'll be fine. Because Neeze went off for a ground pound, covered everything, and then Acno did a dodge that would have worked if Lorez wasn't a player that was just going to hit Neeze with his own ground pound, and then ends up getting that knockout. Neeze goes down for it afterwards, but they've done so much damage here to take the lead in Game 3.
Yeah, I'm really curious what happens in the future for Lorez and Neeze if they choose to continue the team going forward, or if we have more South American players, like Kaina's not here. Do Kaina and Lorez get together as a team for like BCX, or maybe Valencia, if more South American, even more South American players. Yep.
It's just staple that Neeze gets to a position where Lorez D-Light side airs him, and then he gets a double knockout, and it's like, when Neeze is like, it's fine. My stocks are resources. Just use them. My good, it's such a very I don't know. There's like a typical class in an MMO where you damage yourself to do more damage.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't play MMOs.
I don't know. We're both just like not actually gamers sitting here.
Well, hold on. There's a gun in Destiny 2 called Tommy's Matchbook where you put burning on yourself.
Okay.
So it's like that. It's Tommy's Matchbook for Destiny 2.
Sure. Oh, the recovery almost works. Wait, he got the D-Light, I think. Okay, Nutrisa comes through, takes down Neeze's second stock. Yeah, this was a really dominant turnaround here going into game number 3. After what was a really close nail-biter 1v2 victory for Blaze. It looked like Acno and Blaze are going to have to change up the legend composition again because they barely managed to sneak that through when they switched to Diana and Bryn in Game 2, but in Game 3, Lorez and Neeze actually adapted with a full stride. That was incredible.
The craziest thing is that
down.
Of all the South American players that are here, the one who places the best might be not only just Lorez, but Lorez teaming with Neeze from EU.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Neeze placed last and went to Royale, and now is just one of the best players.
Yeah.
Like, ever since then, I kind of looked at that, and everybody was just kind of like, Neeze, you won one game. We're not going to think about you anymore. But guess what he's done? He's qualified for both Royales through EU since then. And now, if he could do this with Lorez, get top 4 at a LAN with a player out of another region, I mean, I think that just kind of makes him one of the most flexible players to play within the game. Especially with how vast his legend pool is becoming.
Now going into this one, they're actually not swapping up the legend picks.
Okay.
It's still going to be the Diana. It's still going to be the Bryn.
All right, let's see how this plays out here because it's match point. Lorez and Neeze, they win this. They knock out Acno and Blaze at 5th and get in a top 4 here to represent both EU and South America in a mixing of players that has never been seen before. And that's really, really exciting. Acno gets that recovery. Neeze has to come back to the bottom of the stage. And they're taking a lead here in game number 4, Sparky, whereas before it was 6 stocks to 4 in favor of Neeze and Lorez quite quickly.
Now the blue team is taking the brunt of the damage so far. Blaster's KO from Acno is going to take Neeze off the top. Meanwhile, Blaze takes off Lorez over on the left side. Lorez coming back in. There is a weapon spawn, but Blaze grabs it, gets the axe in his hand. There is a weapon spawn coming back in, but Lorez getting bullied a little bit on the left side. You see him immediately go for that GCD light into the ground pound, which he missed. Didn't actually grab the ground pound, but the gravity canceled down heavy. The break dance over on the edge. Lorez is going to take that. He also picks up the KO onto Blaze as well.
Yeah, and here we go into game number 4. Now that things are evened up and Neeze and Lorez are really putting a pressure onto one player at a time. Neeze falling down that down light, goes to that sider, and Lorez once again showing no fear, being like, okay, I saw that you whipped your down light, so I'm going to stare you in the face. And it's going to work because I'm going to hit your opponent as well. No save there from Neeze that time around, though, and Lorez and Neeze are taking a ton of damage.
Acno kind of backing up just a little bit over to that corner. Lorez attempting the edge guard here, gets a beautiful dare and actually gets the KO off of that. Lorez is dominating. That is 3 stocks. He's taken all 3 stocks from the red team this game, and they've all been on his second.
And he could take the 4th here if he plays it right against Blaze. Gets that recovery, gets the nair. Neeze goes all the way up the top of the stage, and they're both being like, we'll trade stocks for this. If Acno goes down, we win the game. Blaze goes down to 1 stock. Acno also on 1 stock. Neeze doesn't get the nair. He gets down here for it, but he does make it back, and Blaze is now focusing over on Lorez. And neither player on the blue team is like fresh enough on a stock for it to be risky to get stuck in a 1v2. Stuff recoveries onto Acno, and Lorez doing so much damage, and Neeze goes in for the save with the dare. I don't think he needed it, but
no, he did not need it whatsoever.
And then Lorez just hits him for it. He's like, and then Neeze hits him with the weapon throw. It has actually only been team damage for the past 30 seconds.
Yeah, Blaze hit Neeze and Lorez in basically the exact same spot. It didn't knock out Neeze, and Neeze had more damage on his stock than Lorez did.
What is his problem?
I don't know.
He threw the blasters at him 3 times.
He's just a... Bro, it's Neeze.
I guess so. They're making it work. What can I say? They're just having fun. Recovery nair from Lorez. Man, Lorez's unarmed is actually so terrifying. Nair clash comes through. Team combo. No, he doesn't get the neutral light, but that still was so close.
I'm looking at Acno and I'm kind of losing my mind. He just runs all the way to the left side of the stage, like turn around, doesn't attack, runs all the way to the right side of the stage, turn around, doesn't attack, and then he went back to the left side of the stage.
He's looking for the down stick.
Yeah, he's just stuck over there.
He's like, Blaze, I have to hit this.
I feel like he almost did it on Blaze.
No, he has to do it. He has to do it. He's like, I'm waiting. All the sides that comes through, that's the last signature you want to throw out. And Acno
is going to lose the game because of that.
Drifts all the way up to the left side, gets sared, weapon throw forces him down. He has no jumps back. That's it. Acno and Blaze are out. And Lorez and Neeze make it into top 4 here at Dreamhack Dallas. Sparky, I can't believe I just said those words.
I am kind of mad though.
Why?
The way Acno was playing the end of that. What is going on?
It was, dude. It was Diana Brain. It had to have been. It was like
why?
Because if the down stick hit, he would have.